Hey girl, hey. Hey boys, hey. It's Mama Beauty's here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, you better hit that subscribe button because we do giveaways every 500 subscribers. But you have to be a subscriber to get to win the giveaway. Now, this is a community where we do everything. We talk about domestic violence, we talk about true crime, we talk about addiction, we talk about motherhood, and this is just a community where everybody is safe and we can actually agree to disagree and still welcome one another. And I just want everyone to feel safe while they're here and never ever feel any kind of hate. We do not like to spread hate. I want to stay positive no matter what. If you need some uplifting and you need me to give you some of my overflow of positivity, I will be more than happy to do so. Chronic Life, welcome tonight. Hit the like button to show Mama some love. Yeah, thank you, Chronic Life. Look at you right out of surgery. Still showing Mama some love. You don't work too hard, okay? You just do what you can. I'm just happy to have you here. Welcome, everyone. If a troll happens to pop in tonight, it is Friday night, so we might happen to have a troll or two. You'll hear me say, I trolled you so. And that means that there's a troll possibly in the chat. And for my moderators, if they are here, to get on that and see if that is an okay comment or get rid of it or block the user or whatever. We never want to give the troll any kind of recognition. That's what they're here for. They know that they're going to get blocked, and so they want their comment to get recognized. They want to rile up my subscribers, so never ever feed into them because that's what they want. They love it, getting people out of their character. And that doesn't mean you're fake character. That means your genuine character. You normally wouldn't act like that, but that person pushed you to that level. And so we don't even want to give them any attention. We're just going to move along. And so if you hear me say, I trolled you so, keep your eyes peeled and try to help me find the troll so we can get rid of them. So, you guys, I ordered myself. I know I have a car that is getting fixed and this big money pit, but I did order myself an early Christmas present, and it will be here on Tuesday. Tomorrow, we will be covering the Oxygen Channel special. So, if you don't have cable, I will be watching it at 6 p.m. my time, and then I will be going live as soon as it's over. Probably should be done by 9 or 10 o'clock. So I'll be going live tomorrow night to break that down and give you a summary of that episode. I will be taking notes throughout the whole thing and give you a complete update on the Oxygen special. If you watch it yourself, and you want somewhere to come to talk about it, then you will be able to talk about that here. Hey, ooh, thank you, little bit. It is going to be Christmas at your house. You're going to love them. Thank you. Awesome, awesome. And if you guys are wanting to check out my beautiful nail strips, you can check out all the different packs we have to choose from in the description down below. You will see the link for my Rarity Nails. That is where you'll go, and if you buy one pack, they're only $5, but if you buy 8 packs, you get the 9th pack free. So you need to make sure that you add that 9th pack to your cart so they don't just give you a random set that you might not like. And thank you, Samantha. That is so sweet. Ooh, thank you. Thank you, little bit. You rock. Hey, Becca. So, Becca, I just wanted to tell you, I don't know if you heard it. If I see a troll in the comments tonight, even if you can't stay here for long, I want you to know that in the future, instead of reading the troll's comment, I'm just going to say, I trolled you so. And that means for you or any of my other moderators to try to find the troll and get rid of them. So, sounds good. I trolled you so. All right, now let me tell you what I bought myself. I bought myself a little Christmas present, and it is the book, you guys. So tomorrow night I will be covering the oxygen special, but on Tuesday I'm supposed to be getting my book from the author that Scott Reich covered. Her name is Lena Derhally, I think is how you say it. And she wrote the book, My Daddy is a Hero. And I ordered it from Amazon, you guys, and it's going to be here on Tuesday. I got the paperback, but I wanted to read this review of this book for you guys so you can know if you should go buy the book. I'm going to I did order the book, and I'm going to give you a summary just like I did of Sherilyn Cadle's book. So if you don't really have the budget or want to buy the book, you don't have the time to read it, don't worry, sisters and brothers. You can come right here to Mama Beauty's channel, and I will be covering it chapter by chapter, just like I did Sherilyn's book. So let me give you a little teaser of what the book is about. And look at you go, Chronic Life. Yeah, I love my mods. I'm going to have to hook y'all up. Thank you, Patty. Love you bunches. You are so awesome. Yes, these nails are magnificent. Oh, nice, nice. Sabrina, we'll be able to bounce notes off of each other. So let me tell you guys what the book's about. You can go to Amazon and order it. You can watch an interview on Scott Reich's channel on YouTube of him and the author, which I haven't even got to watch yet. And this is what it says in her summary of the book. A husband, a father, a killer, Chris Watts was a family man. Everybody, including his family, believed that. Yet on August 13th, 2018, he murdered Shanann, his pregnant wife, and 2 young daughters, burying Shanann and their unborn son in a shallow grave and dumping their daughters' bodies in separate oil tanks. As terrible as his story is, it is also a warning because to this day, living behind bars, Watts is still acting out the character traits that made him kill in the first place. In this, the first and only psychological exploration of the Watts family murders, psychotherapist Lena Derhally has pieced together the crime, the events leading to it, and most of all, her beliefs about the why, including the fact that Chris Watts, now a self-described man of God, is not in the least remorseful about killing his family. Using police discovery and other sources, Derhally recreates the night of the murders and the investigation that followed. She explores the childhoods, families of origin, meeting, and early relationship of Shanann and Chris Watts. She also examines Watts' double life and duplicity regarding his well-publicized affair with a coworker who, although she claimed their affair was casual, was searching online for wedding dresses at the time of the murders. The book includes an in-depth look at community psychopaths, the different subtypes of narcissism, how to prevent this type of violence, and interviews with a neuroscientist, a criminal pathologist, a criminal psychologist, a journalist, in order to determine what in Watts' twisted makeup allowed him to hide who he really is for so long. Using her knowledge of attachment theory, imago relationship theory, and psychopathology, Derhally draws a profile of the real Chris Watts, and just as important, she warns readers that he is still a danger today. $1 from each book sold during the pre-sale and first week of sales will be donated to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital in the name of Shanann, Bella, Cece, and Nico, which is one of the designated charity named by Shanann's family on Dr. Phil. The author will post receipts of sales and donation receipts on her website upon payment of the initial sales. See, that's the way you do it. That right there is the way you do it. She's going to give you, you can tell right there that she asked Sandy if she wanted some money from the book. And Sandy has always declined money and asked for the proceeds to go to St. Jude's Children's. So I am all about buying a book that goes to helping that. And I think that my money was part of the pre-sale. I think that it goes, you can get it on Kindle on December 9th, and it's going to be delivered to me on the 10th. Hey, Runaround, welcome. Welcome to our community. We are so happy to have you. Welcome, welcome. We are reading the Christopher Watts Discovery. And tomorrow night we'll be going over that episode. I am so ready to watch it. Even though we all know there's probably not going to be anything new. Let me close my door so my son can't hear me. All right, let's get to it. No, hey, we articulate, we speculate, and we participate. All right, ready. Page 553 of Discovery. On Friday, August 17th, 2018, Colorado Bureau of Investigation agent Tammy Lee responded to the McKee Medical Center, which is located in Loveland, Colorado, to attend the autopsies of Shanann, Bella, and Celeste Watts. Shanann, Bella, and Celeste were all murdered on Monday, August 13th, 2018, and dumped at an oil well site north of Rogan, Colorado, referred to as Survey 319. Shanann's body had been recovered the evening of Wednesday, August 15th, from a clandestine grave. Bella and Celeste were recovered Thursday, August 16th, from inside separate crude oil tank batteries. This report documents my observations at the autopsies. On Friday, August 17th, at approximately 10 a.m., CBI agent Tammy Lee responded to McKee Medical Center, which is in Loveland, Colorado, to attend the autopsies of Shanann, Bella, and Celeste Watts. The autopsies were performed by Dr. Michael Burson and his assistant, Weld County Deputy Coroner Joey Weiner. Present during the autopsies were Weld County Coroner Carl Bleich and Weld County Chief Deputy District Attorney Stephen Wren, Weld County Deputy District Attorney Patrick Roche, and FBI Special Agent Graham Coder, and CBI crime scene analysis Eric Bryant. Prior to the performance of the autopsies, Chief DDA Wren read an email aloud to Dr. Burson, which included a request by the public defender's DNA experts to have the neck of the victim swabbed and scrapings of the fingernails and x-rays. The first autopsy performed was Shanann Watts. Shanann had x-rays taken prior to the autopsy, and I informed Dr. Burson that Shanann had a prior neck injury. Shanann was wearing a purple-gray t-shirt, a black bra, and a blue thong underwear, which was removed and collected as evidence. Shanann appeared to have a large amount of the same thing that happened to the girls on the way out of the tank. I don't want to say that. And basically a coffin birth. So he examined the fetus, and collected everything as evidence. And then the CBI laboratory manager, Aaron Koenig, arrived during the autopsy to take the baby Nico to the CBI forensic laboratory. During Shanann's autopsy, Burson pointed out several important findings. Burson advised that Shanann's hyoid bone was not broken. Although he pointed out bruising to the soft tissue on the right side of the hyoid bone, Dr. Burson also noted bruising to the muscles and tissue in Shanann's neck. Dr. Burson advised that he did not note any other trauma to Shanann's body and found no evidence of disease. Dr. Burson advised that Shanann's preliminary cause of death was asphyxiation due to manual strangulation. Wow. Thank you, Ashley. You are so precious. You're all good, girl. Ashley has been a great supporter, and she's been going through a lot. You guys are so great. Okay. The second autopsy performed was on 4-year-old Bella, who was dressed in a pink nightgown covered in butterflies and a pair of underwear, which were removed and collected as evidence. Okay, so one of my subscribers made a comment on one of my videos that the girls were wearing regular clothes, and they weren't. These are rumors, you guys. You've got to be careful about what you believe on other content creators' sites. Just because they say the girls weren't in bedtime clothes, they were wearing regular clothes, it's in Discovery, doesn't mean that it's in Discovery. It's not true. They weren't wearing regular clothes. And actually, it says right here on page 553 that they were in those exact pajamas that we thought they were in. Bella's was dressed in a pink nightgown covered in butterflies and a pair of underwear, and all that was taken into evidence. She had what, the stuff happened to her skin that I don't want to say. And so did Shanann. She had a little bit of that around her neck area, I believe it was. Oh, it didn't say where it was. It just said that she had it. The skin, you know what. Bella was x-rayed and there was concern she may have had a broken jaw. The x-rays were sent to pediatric radiologist at Children's Hospital, who advised it appeared to be gas in the area of the jaw and not an actual fracture. It also appeared Bella had some scrapes to her buttocks and the tops of both shoulders. And that's, of course, from trying to force her into the hatch. Dr. Burson pointed out several important findings on Bella. He advised that Bella's frenulum, which is the skin connected to the top lip to the gum. So this right here, you guys, that it was torn, which created a large hole. So there was a hole right there. The inside of Bella's gums and inner lip also appeared bruised, and it appeared that Bella had bit into her tongue. Dr. Burleson indicated Bella's injuries were consistent with hard downward pressure on her nose and mouth. So for all of the people that are saying that it was from the hatch or that it was from this or that trauma to her mouth was from that, the coroner would be able to tell that. They would be able to tell if it was blunt force trauma, if it was from the scraping. They could tell all of that, and they could tell to a point that they knew the exact angle and pressure that had to be applied for that injury to occur. And so they're saying that it was consistent with someone that was putting hard downward pressure on her nose and mouth. And that's what Chris admitted to doing to her. Dr. Burleson indicated Bella's death was violent, as it appeared she struggled to get away. Dr. Burleson's preliminary cause of death for Bella was asphyxiation due to manual smothering. Dr. Burleson did not note any bruising or injury to Bella's neck. So, the final autopsy performed was on 3-year-old Celeste. Celeste was dressed in a pink nightgown, Minnie Mouse underwear, and a pull-up. See, once again, you guys, it wasn't in her regular clothes. I'm so glad that you were able to come here with us, love. I'm glad that you are letting us know you're okay because we've been worried about you, Ashley. Okay. Now, the final autopsy performed. Oh, I already read that part. Celeste did not have any obvious signs of injuries or bruising to her neck area. I also did not observe any injury to Celeste's mouth or face, to include petechiae or whatever that is. I don't know what that word is. Dr. Burleson advised Celeste's preliminary cause of death was asphyxiation due to manual smothering. Dr. Burleson also measured the hip and shoulder width of Bella and Celeste and advised the smallest width of Celeste was 9.5 inches. I was aware the opening to the hatch of the oil tank was only 8 inches in diameter. And you guys can get a visual of that. That is just awful. 8 inches in diameter, the biggest part of the hatch. And they didn't even go into how they said the smallest width was Celeste at 9.5 inches. So Bella had to be way wider than her. This man is just awful to his own child. Both of them. The items of evidence collected during the autopsy were packaged and turned over to Detective Boomhauer. Hover. Photographs from the autopsy taken by CSA Bryant are attached to this report along with the sign-in sheet for each autopsy. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 7 images, and then there's 2 PDFs on page 554 of Discovery. And then it goes on to, yes, that's what it is, Rebecca. You're very smart. Love it. Thank you so much. There wasn't any of that. So, okay, so now we are going to page 556. Let me get my lip gloss popping. I'm so excited about my book coming. What did you guys think about that author on Scott's channel? Has anyone watched the interview that he had with her? Did you guys think that the author was genuine? Chronic Life, that breaks my heart too. Oh, you best believe Chris got a sweet deal run around. He would have been put to death. For sure, he would have been put to death. 1,000%. That video is so sad. Girl, there's a book. I just ordered it off of Amazon, and it is called, you missed me read the description. You'll have to go back in this video, Ashley. And I read the little thing. It's on Amazon, and it's called My Daddy is a Hero. And it's by Lena Durhally. And she like got a whole bunch of doctors together pretty much to try to pick Chris's brain apart and psychoanalyze him. I got the book coming. It'll be here Tuesday. And then I'm going to cover the book here just like I did on Sherilyn Cadle's book. So you guys, it'll say the title of the book and then the chapter number. So don't watch those videos if you are going to read the book yourself. I don't want you to spoil it for yourself. But at each chapter, as I read them, I am going to come on and cover them and summarize them for you guys, just like I did the Sherilyn Cadle book. Yes, Ashley, you should. She's a psychotherapist, psychologist. Yes, she is. That title hurts me too. You did see it, Jennifer Ball, and you thought she was pretty good. See, and she donated $1 of all of her pre-sales to St. Jude's. So it said that right here in the book that she did that, or it says it on Amazon. It says that $1 from each book sold during the pre-sale and the first week of sales will be donated to the St. Jude's Children Research Hospital in the name of Shanann, Bella, Cece, and Nico, which is one of the designated charity named by Shanann's family on the Dr. Phil. The author will post receipts of sales and donation receipts on her website upon payment of the initial sales. Yep. And I am doing the same thing with my super chat money. I haven't received any of it yet. I'm supposed to get what I made for December in this month before the 15th, according to what Google AdSense says. And so last month for November, I made $200. And I told you guys that I was going to give 20% of everything that I make on the super chats to a designated, like, domestic violence, addiction. We're going to decide as soon as I get the money. I'll go live and we'll, like, kind of take a poll and see who we should donate this 20% of what I make off YouTube to. So from super chats, if you send me the PayPal, that's different. I'm not going to be doing the 20% from the PayPal, but from everything that I make from YouTube, including the videos that I got ads on, my AdSense, like every bit of the money that I make off YouTube, I will donate 20% to a charity. And last month I made $200. I haven't seen it yet. I will, hopefully. And so that means that I need to donate $40 of that to, is that? Yeah, because 10% is wait. Well, someone told me that super chat takes 30%, and so I said that I would give 20%, and split it down the middle so I get 50. But when I did the math, super chat, because of Apple or whatever I'm using, took 42%. So I'm going to donate 10% because I'm still going to keep half of what I make on my channel. So it'll be $20 that we're going to donate from last month. But what I make this month, I will donate 10%. And you guys should be able to go to some kind of Social Blade or something like that to double check my stuff. I mean, I'm going to hold myself accountable to that. So I really do actually follow through on all of that. So it will be 10% because Super Chat keeps 42%. So that's leaving me 48. I'm giving away half of what I'm making. It happened when he was in bed. I didn't know when I went to get him out of bed that when I noticed him and hurried and called 911. Oh my God. Done it once and now I got to do it again due to losing my youngest baby, even though it's medical. So hard to deal with it hard. Oh, I'm so sorry, love. I cannot believe that, Ashley, and you're going through enough. They need to leave you alone. Ashley, oh, my heart breaks for you so much. I can't even imagine. And then you got them talking crap. That's awesome, Louisa. I already ordered the book. I didn't even have to watch the interview. I just read the summary and was like, yeah, this sounds on point. I'm getting it. And I read the summary. If you just now came here, I read the summary earlier in this video. So go back and watch it. But email me, Ashley, if you need anything. I'm so sorry, love. Wow, you, Ashley, you and Paula should talk. Seriously, Paula, I should email you Ashley's email, and then you can email her whenever you get time. But I think that it would be good to have just that connection there, because you're actually somebody that understands, Paula, and I'm so sorry for your losses too, as well. But there's a reason that you're both in here right now in this moment. And so I am aware of that, and I see that, and I'm making a mental note to make sure to get you, Paula, her email address. Okay, Ashley? And even if you're not ready to talk about it now, you will always have somebody, you know, within arm's reach that you can email that has been through it, that can say that they understand. Because, you know, people telling you they understand, they really don't. We have no idea the pain that you and Paula have experienced and been through because of this tragedy. So it would be awesome for you guys to have each other. Autopsies don't come back right away, from what I hear. Oh, thank you, Louisa. Okay, love. I'll do that, Paula. Ashley, I'm going to give you Paula's email, because you both have this horrible tragedy that you've both had to endure, that no one else can understand except each other. And there's, like I said, a reason you're both in here right now. So I will do that as soon as I get off this live. I'm going to make a note. Ashley, Paula's email. Okay. All right, we're going to get back into reading that. Let me just find my jewel. Okay. And if I don't crash later, I might come on and do some skincare and take my makeup off and show you guys what I do when I take my makeup off. It is very traumatic. And we are all here for her. I've been reaching out to her. She has us. She will be getting some therapy soon, I'm sure. But right now she's just dealing with arrangements. This just happened, Dare to Be Different. I mean, this just happened. Bless her heart. I shared her GoFundMe last week, and I cannot even gather words, because there's nothing I can say that's going to even make a difference. And so that's why I really want to get you and Paula together when you're ready. That's right, Sabrina. Thank you, guys. You're so sweet. Okay, so page 556 on Discovery. This is Cassandra. This is the girl that she calls Cassie, who was identified as a good friend of Shanann Watts. Agent Galbraith interviewed Cassie Rosenberg, friend of Shanann Watts, by phone on 8/15 at 10:50. Cassie has known Shanann for 2 years. They met through Thrive and have instantly clicked. Their relationship has grown into an amazing friendship, and they're like sisters. They talk every day. There are maybe 2 days a week where the two do not immediately exchange good morning text in some type with one another. Wow. Mm, that's, I'm glad you got that from your Aunt Ashley. I'm so glad that you have everybody in this community to lift you up as well. Oh, and you are just so inspiring. You have no idea. Y'all are going to make me cry. All right. It was insane to Cassie to hear that Shanann was missing. She said that it's not like Shanann to leave. She is OCD and very ritualistic in nature. Bella's first day back to school would be 8:13, and she already had her outfit planned. Shanann was so excited and also had an OB appointment at 9 o'clock. Cassie described Shanann as distraught over the past weekend in Arizona. Shanann and Chris were having problems and Shanann was not eating. Cassie has known for about 4 weeks that Chris and Shanann were having problems. In Arizona, Cassie tried to see that Shanann was eating because of her blood sugar going low from not eating. Cassie is a nurse. When Shanann did not post after getting home, Cassie knew that was not like Shanann at all. Cassie said that if Shanann would have gone somewhere with the kids, she would never leave without EpiPens. Cassie said that Shanann would just would not leave, period. So Cassie said that she would just wouldn't leave at all if she couldn't take an EpiPen with her. Yes, I've seen that jeweler that Rebecca's talking about. It's really cool. Yes, Ashley, as soon as I get off of here, I am going to email you Paula's email. First thing. Plus, you can email me anytime as well. You know that. We were emailing before this even happened. So you know that I'm just a message away, sister. I'm sure there's going to be so many things besides just a laugh that's going to make you break down, sister. I can only imagine. Hold on one second. I heard something out here. Dave, was that you? What are you doing? Okay, you scared me. Okay. Yes, we got you, girl. Oh, I love this community. It's so great. I have I mean, who needs therapy when you have Mama Beauty's channel, right? And you guys are therapy for me as well. I am just loving it, loving it, loving it. All right. She goes in to say that Shanann works from home and was able to go to North Carolina to see family, friends, and grow her business. Before Shanann left for North Carolina, she and Chris were having sex 3 times a day. Shanann told Cassie that Chris just could not get enough of her. Within the first week that Shanann was in North Carolina, she and Chris were not even talking on the phone much. He was being very strange. Chris flew in the last week. Shanann and the girls were in NC, and they got a condo by the beach to spend time together as a family. Now, when him and NK first got together, she was talking about how they were having sex multiple times a day. Shanann's talking about how before she went to North Carolina, which was just at the end of June, that when they went to San Diego together, that they were having sex 3 times a day. That's what she's telling her friend Cassie. And so, how much sex was Chris having if he was having that much sex with NK and then having that much sex with his wife? Maybe Chris was a sex addict. Yes, Ashley. Yes, that is awesome. What a great idea that woman came up with. Yes, these men here are awesome. They are great. The men have been just as much on their best behavior, but men always are. Well, I wouldn't say always. I'm just talking about as far as the catty back and forth backstabbing. They're not. They've got their own set of quirks. Okay, so in North Carolina, Shanann had told Cassie that Chris was very cold. He only called her Shanann, which he had not really done since they started dating. He usually only calls her pet names like honey or babe. Chris would not hug Shanann or even hold her hand. He would not tell her he loved her. Shanann expressed to Cassie that Chris was totally different person and was not the man that she married 8 years ago. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep reading because my nose is all stopped up. It was Chris that wanted a third child. He is the one that talked Shanann into having a third child based upon the information that Cassie gathered from Shanann. Cassie and her husband Josh both believed that Chris had probably been cheating on Shanann, but Cassie did not tell Shanann that she thought that. So her friend Cassie, before she even was murdered, was telling her husband that she thought Chris was cheating on Shanann and that she never told Shanann that. And I bet that bothers her a lot to this day. It's not her fault, of course, by any means, and she shouldn't feel responsible. But I could see where that would eat somebody up thinking, why didn't I tell her I thought he was cheating? Me and my husband sat here and talked about it, and we still never told her that we thought he was cheating. But a lot of people don't want to get involved because they don't want to mess up the relationship that they have with the person, and they're afraid that the person will get mad at them for getting involved, or that the person they're calling out will convince them to stop talking to you. So it's a really bad place to be in. Yeah, you're probably right, Milliam. Makes sense. Okay. Now, Cassie told me about a situation in North Carolina that resulted in an argument between Shanann and Chris's mother. It's so crazy. Every single person interviewed knows about this argument. Every single person interviewed gives a different version of this Nutgate argument. Cassie told me about a situation in North Carolina that resulted in an argument between Shanann and Chris's mother. It involved his mother having nut products, and Shanann decided she would not bring the kids back if they were in danger there with Cece. She was the 3-year-old daughter, Celeste, commonly referred to as Cece, had a nut allergy. Chris's parents blocked Shanann on Facebook, and they did not attend Cece's birthday party in North Carolina. The last week Chris and Shanann were in North Carolina, he told her he did not want the third baby, was not in love with Shanann, and did not care about Shanann or the baby. He told Shanann that he had thought about having a third baby, that he thought having a third baby would fix things. Once Shanann flew home to Colorado, she only texted Cassie because she did not want Chris to know she was discussing their problems with others. Cassie said that Chris is the submissive one in the marriage. Shanann had decided not to push Chris on the matter. Shanann set up a trip to Aspen for the weekend after Scottsdale so that she and Chris could have some us time. But going to AZ, Shanann had before going to Arizona, Shanann had an ultrasound that revealed the gender of the baby Shanann was carrying. Nicole Atkinson knew the gender and planned a gender reveal party. Shanann just asked Nicole to tell her the gender because she felt Chris was going to leave her and she needed to feel happy. Chris and Shanann decided to have their own gender reveal ceremony together. which was recorded and posted on Facebook. Cassie and her husband Josh noticed that Chris smiled but was not excited based upon his expression. Now, is this the "Oops, we did it again" video, or was there another video that was posted on Facebook of Chris and Shanann doing a gender reveal of their own? Does anybody know this? Does anyone know if what they're talking about in Discovery right here is that video where Chris walks in and she said, "Oops, I did it again"? That wasn't a gender reveal video, was it? It has to be a different one. It says, before going to Arizona, Shanann had an ultrasound that revealed the gender of the baby. And Nicole Atkinson knew the gender and planned a gender reveal party. Shanann just asked Nicole to tell her the gender because she felt Chris was going to leave her and she needed to feel happy. Chris and Shanann decided to have their own gender reveal ceremony together, which was recorded and posted on Facebook. Cassie and her husband Josh noticed that Chris smiled but was not excited based on his expression. So Cassie and her husband watched this gender reveal video and didn't think that he was genuinely smiling. So I'm wondering if that gender reveal video is out there somewhere. No, not a party, Chronic Life. It's saying that Chris and Shanann themselves recorded a video and then they posted it on Facebook of just them two doing a gender reveal. And so I'm wondering if that ever got put anywhere or can be seen anywhere. Probably not, or we would have all seen it by now, huh? Okay, so then it says, in Arizona, Shanann was broken and scared Chris was going to leave her. She was afraid he was going to take the kids from her. She was not eating, and it was heartbreaking for Cassie to see Shanann in that way. Cassie talked to Shanann and encouraged her to talk with Chris and to be calm. The texts from him were cold and not caring. Shanann had him on speaker for a phone call once, and Cassie heard that he did not want to talk to her. Shanann told me that this was not the Chris that she knew. He became very different. On Monday morning, when Cassie had not heard from Shanann, she talked with Nicole. Nicole, being in Colorado, could go look at Shanann's house. Cassie was on the phone with Nicole while she was doing this, using the camera on the phone for video. Shanann's car was there in the garage, and Shanann was not answering. They grew concerned about Shanann's health. Nicole tried the code for the front door, but there was an internal door latch that prevented entry. The latch was there as Shanann was worried that her kids would open the door. Shanann's shoes were by the door, which was normal. Cassie started texting Chris. She told Chris that Nicole was at the house and they were concerned about Shanann. Chris told Nicole that he and Shanann were getting separated and told her that Shanann was fine. Chris told Nicole that he and Shanann were getting separated and told her that Shanann was fine. He told Nicole to leave the house. Cassie and Nicole knew Shanann had an OB appointment, and Nicole went to the office to see if Shanann had made it to her appointment, which she had not. This was not like Shanann at all. Cassie and Nicole decided they needed to call the police. Cassie texted Chris to get him to go to the house and told him they were calling the police. They did alone in private. It was on Facebook. When Chris Watts found out because he said, "Is pink for a girl?" I remember that video, but they're saying that they recorded a video of their own private gender reveal, just Chris, and put it on Facebook. I remember the video of him finding out she was pregnant. Yeah, Louisa's right. That was just a pregnancy test. Your nerves, they had some good ones at Walmart. No problem, Patty Allen. That wasn't gender reveal. Pink was just the color of the test. Yes. Shannon wore a t-shirt saying, whoops, we did it again and waited. Yeah, that I don't think that was the gender reveal, though. I think there was one that was put on Facebook. It either got taken down or we didn't get to see it on Shanann's Facebook. But it said in that discovery, on discovery page 537, that they recorded it and posted it on Facebook. It says, Chris and Shanann decided to have their own gender reveal ceremony together, which was recorded and posted on Facebook. Cassie and her husband Josh noticed that Chris smiled but was not excited based on his expressions. And so he wasn't excited in the pregnancy video or the gender video. Yeah, there wasn't a gender reveal. Everyone's getting confused. I just read what it was. It was a gender ceremony on Facebook. Yes. Chris and Shanann decided to have their own gender reveal ceremony together, which was recorded and posted on Facebook. Then Cassie and Josh saw it on Facebook, you guys, and noticed that Chris smiled but was not excited based on his expression. So pretty much no one's seen it. I hadn't seen it. Nobody's seen it. Let's just move on. So he insisted that they were getting separated and things were okay. Cassie told Chris to get his butt to the house. Chris called Cassie and it sounded like he was driving. Chris told Cassie not to call the police. He said he did not want the police involved. He told Cassie he was sure Shanann was fine. Cassie warned Chris that if he was not there in 30 minutes, she was calling the police. Nicole's son was going around the house trying to find an access point to go in and look for Shanann. 20 minutes passed and Cassie finally told Nicole to just call the police as they were wasting valuable time if Shanann was inside needing help. Needing help. Police arrived and it had been 45 minutes. Chris should have already been there, in Cassie's opinion, with him driving from work. Before police were about to bust the door to make entry to check on Shanann, Chris was reached by phone and denied entry as he was right around the corner. When Chris arrived, the police, Chris and Nicole, went in to check for Shanann, and Shanann's phone was located. Cassie insisted that Shanann would have never left her phone and would have never left the kids' medicine in the cupboard. If she left the house, Shanann's purse on the counter did not add up to Cassie either. Cassie insisted that it was found out where Chris's truck went that. Cassie insisted that if we found out where Chris's truck went that morning, we would find Shanann and the kids. Cassie said that Shanann would not have left without contacting her or other friends. Shanann was an open person and would tell someone. Cassie knew of no problems Shanann may have had with other people. The only person in Colorado aware of Shanann and Chris's marriage problems is Nicole. Cassie felt like Shanann would go there. If there were problems with Chris and Shanann, she would have left. I asked about Chris's Facebook account and activity. Cassie said that Shanann would post for Chris. He never posted. He deleted his Facebook account while Shanann was in North Carolina. Cassie thought that Chris probably cheated on Shanann and deleted his account because of that. Shanann was looking forward to the first day of school on 8/13. She tried to change her flight to arrive home earlier, but it was going to be $300 more. Shanann said she was going to be exhausted. Shanann wakes up with Chris every morning at 4 a.m. for her morning routine. She showers, gets ready for the day, gets the girls up, makes them breakfast, and makes the beds. Cassie knew the kids' beds were messed up when Nicole went inside the house with police looking for Shanann. Cassie said that was definitely not normal. Shanann would have made the kids' bed. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, Donna, she actually sent Ronnie and Cindy a picture of the ultrasound and said it was a boy, and they did not respond back to her. So she did swallow her pride and messaged them the ultrasound picture and said, "You're having a boy grandson," and they ignored her, Donna. Yep. They never responded, Donna. We love you too, Dorothy. Hey, hey, hey. Yep, that's crazy. He also said that she never made the kids' beds, and Cassie says right here that she did every day at 4 a.m. when he woke up. She got up. Concerned with the explanations of Chris about Shanann's whereabouts, Cassie said that Addie told her that Chris said Shanann left in the middle of the night. He supposedly told Nicole they were at a play date. So he messed up and told Addie that Shanann and the girls left in the middle of the night. So he was giving all her friends different stories. He's an idiot. Cassie told me that Chris was never involved in matters such as contacting the kids' school. Only Shanann handled contacting the school. Primrose is a very nice school, and Shanann fought hard to get the kids into it. She would never risk losing their spots by not showing up for the first day. And Chris called and put them back on the waiting list. And they evidently had been on the waiting list before. It took being on a waiting list to get into the school. And just like Cassie said here, that Shanann would have never risked losing their spots if they didn't show up on the first day of school. Oh, Chris was such a moron. Okay, page 559. Cassie checked her text messages for dates pertaining to Shanann. Cassie believed that Shanann was in North Carolina from 6/27 through 8/7. Cassie told me that Chris did not sound worried when she was talking to him by the phone on 8/13, trying to get him to go home to go into the house to check for Shanann. Cassie said that she was cussing him out trying to get him to go there. Cassie said that Chris later that day called her husband Josh to ask if he looked bad in the situation. Josh told him that he does and encouraged him to cooperate and give police his cell phone and his truck. He asked Josh if he should go to work the next day or now. Josh told him it was up to him, but probably not since his wife and kids were missing. Josh and Cassie decided that something was wrong and that Chris was not the guy that they knew. I asked Cassie if she knew anything of Chris and Shanann considering selling their house. Cassie told me that in Scottsdale, Arizona, Shanann mentioned that Chris had oil field in sight and new wells were going to be drilled around the area of their housing area. This will cause their value to drop, and Shanann and Chris wanted to sell the house before the wells were drilled. Shanann said they themselves were not worried about living near oil wells. She said she loves her home and it did not want to leave it. Cassie told Shanann to talk with Chris about it, and she said she would and said again how she loves their home. There was no plan in place to sell the house. Shanann said she planned to talk with the realtor, Ann Meadows, and help them to get into the home they live in now. Contact information, and it gives her phone number. Cassie said that when Chris got to North Carolina, Shanann said he was very cold and did not hug her or anything. They had not talked much while she was there. Shanann thought it was at first because of the argument between Shanann and Chris's mom. Chris told Shanann he had not been in love with her for a while and he thought about it another baby would fix it. In Arizona, Shanann had said Chris agreed to go to counseling. Shanann started looking for a counselor and sent Cassie list of counselors in her insurance network to help. Shanann decided on one. Shanann planned to talk with Cassie on Monday to decide. Shanann said she wanted to find an ugly dude counselor because she was so insecure given the problems she and Chris were having. Oh, bless her heart. I asked Cassie if Shanann ever mentioned life insurance policies. Shanann had not. She only mentioned that Chris benefits had great coverage. I asked about Shanann and Chris's finances, and Cassie said they did not have money rolling in, but Shanann did not speak of financial problems. Cassie never saw Shanann ordering from a menu based upon a price alone. Before San Diego in June 2018, Shanann had hit the 80K link at Lavelle. Shanann had told Cassie that Chris loves the money when she gets paid every Tuesday. I bet he does. All right. Yes, Cassie is Shanann's friend that they interviewed in Discovery. She's Shanann's friend that was with her in Arizona. She's Shanann's friend that she talked to every day. She's Shanann's friend that she was telling about all her marital problems and all of that. So, I wanted to come back and give you guys another hour and I got to make my little spot where I was at. And I might come back on later to do some skincare stuff. I need to do some monetized videos so YouTube doesn't kick me off after January. I got to make YouTube some money. So I'm going to end this live here. And if I do come back on, it will be to show you my skincare routine at night, how I get my eye makeup off, what I do with my Mary Kay before I go to bed. So, I probably won't be back tonight. Realistically, I'm going to go watch that Scott Reich video of the author of the book that I just bought, about the Watts case that I will be covering. And I just hope that everybody has having a wonderful weekend. Remember, do not let life smack you down. It's life. That's what it's going to do. It's going to hit you hard. It's going to come at you. You just got to get right back up. You got to keep moving. You got to keep pushing forward. You cannot let negativity consume you, because then misery loves company. You start making the people around you miserable, and then all of a sudden you're just around a bunch of miserable people. So you don't want that. You got to try to make lemonade with lemons. I know it sounds so cliche, but it's true. I mean, you have to find the ray of sunshine in everything. So regardless if I'm stuck here all weekend, even if my car is not ready tomorrow, there's a whole nother delay and I'm stuck here all weekend. I just have to find the positive in everything, because it's the holidays. It's the time that people get the darkest. It's the time that it's the hardest and the loneliest. And so you have to, the secret of life is people, you guys. That is the secret of life. You have to make everything good with what's around you, instead of constantly wanting to be in a different environment, have more. Instead, you just have to start taking what you do have and making yourself happy with that, and becoming accustomed with what you do have, and being accustomed with just being satisfied. And a lot of times people don't know what they like. You're so busy making everyone around you happy or trying to appease everyone else that you don't know what you like. You don't know that you like to sit and binge watch shows. You don't know that you like to adult coloring book. You don't know that you like to sit and play solitaire on the phone, because you've never really stopped to think, what sounds good for me? Because you're always trying to make people happy around you. So it is a must that my subscribers take at least 15 minutes a day. Starting off, you can't just jump right into it, but right now my subscribers are going to take 15 minutes a day for themselves. Find something that lasts 15 minutes, even if it's just sitting down and doing absolutely nothing. You need to find 15 minutes of every day of your life to do something for yourself. Okay, and then next week we'll move it up to 30 minutes. But right now we'll take it easy on you and we'll just do 15 minutes. And when I come back tomorrow, I'm going to want to know what you guys did with your 15 minutes. So start making this, becoming accustomed to this, and you will be surprised how refreshing you will feel after a week of giving yourself 15 minutes a day. And that means no interruptions. Nobody gets to take your 15 minutes. You're going to do what you want to do for those 15 minutes straight, and nobody can stop you. All right? And I'm going to get off here, and I'm going to email that Paula's email to Ashley. And you guys are going to have a wonderful night. And if you see me again, it will be to do some Mary Kay skincare. Much love, big hugs. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll be able to sign on during the day to cover some discovery, because tomorrow night we're going to be we're going to be covering the oxygen special. So, thank you. Remember, show somebody some love. Be kind. Love one another. Give somebody a compliment sometime tonight if you can. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Bye, girl. Bye. Bye, boys. Bye. $5.53 through $5.59.